Hello, this is Maritza Navío, and in this video we are going to dive into the page and screen reports on Google Analytics 4. Because normally one of the main questions that you are going to ask when you have a website which is devoted to information, or a corporate website, or even e-commerce website, one of the main questions that you are going to do is, which of my pages is working the best? Which are the most visited pages, or in which pages people are staying longer, or creating the highest number of events, or people are visiting the most within the different kind of section. In order to answer all these questions, we need to go to the page and screen report, which is going to be in the engagement section. Okay, in this engagement section, we are going to see all the pages or screen of our app, and we are going to be able to measure a lot of different kind of information. The first thing that we are going to see are the dimensions that we can see in this specific report that add 4. The first one is page title and screen class, which is pretty similar to page title and screen name. If we click on them, we are going to see right now the same information, because within the page title, we refer to the meta title that we give to the specific different pages within our website. And within a screen name or a screen class, we are going to see here the different kind of names that we have given to the screens of our apps. A screen name is the screen that the name of the screen that people can see, and the screen class is normally a name that the creators or the programmers of these apps has given in order to know a little bit more which of these pages we are talking about. And apart from this, we can also have the page path or screen class. In the case of page path, we are going to see the same pages, but not by the meta title, but the slash of the URL. But it is, at the very end of the day, the same kind of information, but with different kind of ways of having a look to them by selecting one dimension or other. And even we have the content group that if we have created, we have not in this example, if we have created, we can generate different kind of group of pages or screens that we can see here. For example, product groups or blogs posts. So we can have groups in order to know the overall performance of all the pages that we have included in this group. Okay, let's go to, for example, page title and screen class in order to see all the metrics that we can have in all of these dimensions. Okay, we are going to see all these metrics. Normally, from my point of view, the most important metrics that we can measure in order to know the performance of all the pages are the following. The first one is the views, which is a metric that shows the total number of times that each specific page has been seen during this specific period of time. Okay. On the other hand, we can have user, which is the total number of different users, understanding the meaning of users in Google Analytics 4, that has done those views. On the other hand, we can have the views per users in order to know the average time this specific page has been seen by each individual user. Then we have the sessions, which are the different kind of number of visits that has included this specific page within the visit. The same we can do with the session per user, in which this page has been included. Or even we have engaged session, which are all the session in which this page has been included that has generated some kind of engagement. So we consider engaged session, remember, those sessions that last longer than 10 seconds, that has at least 2 page views, or that include the key event, which is a conversion, okay? On the other hand, we can have engaged session per user, even the average engagement time, which is the total number of times that the total time that the user spend on each specific page or screen. And also we can have, for example, the events count, which is the number of events that has been generated in every single page, or even the bounce rate or the engagement rate of those sessions in which those pages have been viewed. But we can personalize this metric, as we already know, by clicking here, customizing the report, in order to include another different kind of metrics that can be interesting. For example, we can include a scroll user. If we have a look to the scroll users, we can know the total number of unique users, the total number of those users that has seen the 90% of the page. This means the total number of users who scroll down at least 90% of the page. So in every single page, it's interesting to know if people have seen the full page and they have had enough time in order to read it, or if people have just have a look to, for example, in the case of Scamper, have just seen the first part of the page without scrolling down and see at least 90% of the page. And this allows us to know if for those views and those sessions, there were people that properly read the full text by understanding that they scroll until the very end of the page, and by understanding the total number of seconds or even minutes that people spend there. With this information, we are going to really be able to know if the performance of the views of every single page is enough in order to consume the content. Thank you.